kind of like when we doing a class. Yeah. I'm doing the top one. Yeah. Shannon, okay. All right, give me my 2 pound weights. Exactly. That's what you do. Yeah. Now you do 3 pounds. Okay, cool.
Yo, welcome to Fit Off TV. I'm Ray. This is my bodybuilding vlog channel. You'll find everything from workouts to diet tips to just lifestyle things. So make sure you subscribe. Today, today, you see, we got my pops here. We're gonna go over arms. Now you're looking at his arms like, that has to be genetics. He must have been born with that. Look at those things. It's like, arms is not genetic in our family. You can already tell on me, but you can't tell on him. He worked for these arms. And the same way he worked for them, he's teaching me how to get mine too, so.
I didn't have any arms. I had legs, back, and chest. They have shoulders that really have arms. I had to develop that over time. I really understood how to make my contractile tissue grow and develop over time. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing with my son. So when we do our arm workouts, I generally have him do bis and tris together because it actually stretches the fascia of the muscle more so. And normally you do a push and pull. So if you're doing chest, usually you do triceps. If you're doing back, you do biceps. And that works good if you have good genetic arms. But if you don't have good genetic arms, you gotta really focus on the arm. You wanna stretch it as much as possible. So today we're gonna be doing biceps and triceps. Now remember, I haven't worked my arms in a while. I don't really work out as much. I will go do some of the workouts with him, but mostly we're gonna focus on him because it's his time to shine. It's my time to teach. Here we go.
Yeah, so
sleep, man?
Yeah.
You know, sleep, man.
He's used to my voice putting him to sleep. Like, I guess both of you, behind the camera is my other son, so I guess they used to my voice putting him to sleep when they was young, so I guess he just went to sleep, but he ain't young no more.
Look, I guess that's the intro, I mean, right?
Oh, shit.
So obviously, he talks a lot. So we gonna, you know, he's a teacher, he got the teacher.
Wait. I'm talking to a lady?
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he talk a lot. So, but he knows what he's talking about. So like he said, we about to get it in today. He about to show you how he built his arms and how we're building my arms right now. If you go to video 1, you'll see my arms were not how they are now. They're still not where they need to be, but they're much better. And this is exactly what we've been doing to build them. So this is how we're building arms. Let's get straight to it. So as you can see, I'm about to give you some top secret level things. So if you're not subscribed, get out of here. It's not for you. It's for the subscribers. It's for the loyal people. Or you can subscribe and get hella top secret things. Subscribe. Yes, look at my arms. Yes! Ah! You're sexy, baby!
He's gonna be doing shorter movements on his exercises, so he's gonna keep his elbows tight in. That way he can isolate his brachial muscle, which is his bicep. He's got 2 hairs of the brachial muscle. So we're gonna keep it short. He's gonna keep his elbows down and keep his crease of his armpit tucked into the pad, just like so. The full contraction on his movements. Now, 2 ways to do it. Like if his chair was down lower, he can literally lay his head down and kind of pull kind of behind his head, and he would get a deeper contraction. This right here, they're like that. That's a deeper contraction. And what we like to do at the end of him do failure, we do a couple of failure sets, and at the end of this failure set, I will do about 3 force reps with him. Ready? Force rep, 1, 2, 1 more, just like that. Squeeze, and down. Good job. Nice. That's activating the muscle.
Every second of my day, listen to this shit. Cool stuff.
Get your head out the way for this next 5. I'm gonna head out the way, up, just like that. I'm gonna squeeze, just like that. Squeeze. When I release is when you let it down. Good. When I release is when you let it down. Nice. Okay, flex until I release. 1 more like that. 1 more like that. Nice. Out. Let it down till I release. There you go. Nice.
Arms ain't the hardest workout that you do arms wrong.
So what we're doing now is we're going to be isolating the tricep. There's 3 heads of the triceps. We're going to work all of them with this. So we're going to do full contraction. So he's going to put his elbow at the bottom base of the pad. Take full contraction on his hand when he comes up. So he's going to open up the heads, open up all the tricep heads. So he's going to come all the way up, open up the head, and then push back down. And what I like to see too is I like to see the elbow come in a little bit. So the elbow, just like that. And keep the elbow on the pad. When you lift the elbow off the pad, you're actually using your shoulder instead of your triceps. Yeah. It's good to do single arm things sometimes because the weight don't move if that one single arm is not working. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the athlete, if they're using both their hands sometimes, one arm gets tired, the other one kind of kicks in, the other one gets tired, the other one kind of kicks in. So it's kind of trading off the intensity. But when you do one arm movements, this arm has no choice but to do the work from completion, from beginning to completion. And if you make sure your technique is good, where you don't start recruiting from your shoulder, everything looks good. Give me 2 from here, son. So I've obviously his elbow down. The only time his elbow wants to come up is in deflection time. This will be one more. This is flexion right here. If he pushes his elbow down, when he gets into that flexion, it's better. One more. Nice and good. All right, shift the other side.
You saying something about point of inflection, Dad?
So when he contracts his muscle, flexing his muscle, so keep the elbow down as much as you possibly can. There you go. One more. One more. One. So what we're doing now, since we've already done our preacher curls with both arms, now we're going to do individuals. Single arm preacher curls, high reps.
And this is superset in between?
It's superset now with a single arm tricep push down. It's a preacher push down. It's a tricep preacher push down. This is going to go all the way down. This is just to stretch and elongate the muscle before contraction. Now, a lot of times people do this exercise and they turn their body sideways, which is actually pulling from the anterior deltoid, which is the shoulder. I believe you should keep your body straight when you do this exercise and really isolate your bicep. So when you turn sideways, which you'll see a lot of people do the isolations, turn to the side, it literally is pulling more from your anterior delta. You're actually using anterior delta to pull into your brachial muscle, which is your bicep muscle. So you keep yourself isolated forward and really concentrate on that contraction and that peak of the bicep. One more. Ideally, you want to do 15 reps. Now, I didn't count. Was that 15 reps?
Nah.
How many was it?
That was 10.
Oh, okay.
Now, come on, I got
Five more. It seemed like it was 15. But then again, I've been accused of not being able to count. That's what they...
I go slow, like you said.
Okay, shut up. My kids say I can't count.
Oh my God, dude.
But the weird thing is I'm the one to talk to them how to count. So if I can't count, what does that say about them? Come on, son. I got you. Okay, don't touch your arm. I'm here for that. 15? Good. Okay, it's boogaloo time.
Oh, bro, battery's on death mode right now.
Oh, you don't have a battery?
I got one.
See, from this angle, I don't know if you can get this. You can see where the bicep is going to really start to change. Now, I got to tell you guys, he's only been doing bodybuilding for, I think, probably 20 months, not even 2 years, I don't think. And before that, he wasn't lifting like this. He was a football player.
2 years is December 27th.
2 years, December 27th. So, what is that? So he's been a year and a half, basically. So, with that being said, I mean, he's been 18 months into this, and he was training before that. we're not training this way. He was training as a football player, which is a different kind of training. Now we're doing bodybuilding, physique sculpturing, so we're trying to get the symmetry out of his body, which is why we have some lagging body parts that we need to work on. What number is that, son? 2 more? That's why he has lagging body parts. It's a different animal when you train like this. Now, Ray's training was always explosive training. They have that explosive chances now. In his heyday as an athlete, he's very, very talented, very explosive. But this is a different kind of training because not only do you have to be strong, you have to train for symmetry. Because you can't have a body part that looks better than another body part because that stands out. Big chest, no shoulders, oh, we can tell you have no shoulders. You know, big arms, no back, wow, you can tell you have no back. You know, so your big quads, no calves, makes everything look off balance. So what we've been doing lately is trying to get the symmetry off of him because he's about 6.
Did they have these back in your time?
They have what? These pants?
Pocket pants? Side pockets?
Look what I got. I don't. Now it's gone. I don't know how that. I don't know how that has to do anything to do with what I'm talking about. We still have video going.
Oh yeah.
Okay, see, I don't know how that has anything to do with what I'm talking about. So I lost my train of thought. What I
Oh,
was
you
telling.
talking about how he's unsymmetric, how he got little,
Okay,
little
so-
arms, big chest, and he need to get his symmetry down.
I hear that a lot from them.
Well, obviously, he didn't want me to continue to say that because he jumped in about cargo pants from night. When I was his age, what year was that? Was that what? 20, I was what, 99 or something. So I don't remember what they was wearing in 99, but I know they had clothes on. How about that?
But I'm a real 80s baby. 80s is my year, right? 80s?
89.
80s,
Wow.
the whole 80s ago.
Wow, look at these old heads.
I got the battery for you guys.
Oh yeah, new battery. His camera about to die. All right, let's turn it off.
Yes.
Deep hub.
So we did 2-set single. Now we're going to switch it to double, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So the 2-set single.
When we do double though, it's better to show different angles. So it's the insertion of the tricep muscle, body inserts up here, right by the humerus bone, up in the socket area. So this time, I want him to stand up, and lean his body in an angle. And we're fortunate enough to have this wall here. He put his heels against the wall, kind of. He can put his heels against the wall and get a real good base, and then push down from that position like that. Every now and again, you might have to readjust by pulling your elbows in. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a pro secret. When you do this exercise, sometimes you can put your wrists, kind of tilt your wrists in like that, and it actually isolates. You'll feel a different feel. See how he felt it, it's a different feel when you do that. So you get all 3 heads more. Remember, normally sometimes you have your hand like that. Sometimes you put it like that, and you'll actually work a different part of your tricep. Nice. And every now and again, like I said, you have to readjust because with the pressure pushing down, your elbows want to flare out. And if you keep it flared out, you're recruiting the wrong muscles to get the movement done. So you want to keep those elbows pulled in. And we keep getting these people asking questions why I have my sunglasses on. These are actually prescription glasses. They're not just sunglasses. It blocks out the light, but I actually can see. These are my prescription sunglasses. Nice. Give me 3 from here, son. Don't forget the technique while you're doing it. Nice. One more. Nicely done.
That wrist, that worked. I can feel it. I can feel the difference.
Look at him flicker their wrist. Oh.
Someday, my arms will be.
Doing tricep push downs. He's gonna isolate his tricep by keeping his elbows back. The reason we keep his elbows back is because it's more of a builder. You can go heavy if your elbows back. Because it's almost like a push down exercise. When your elbows are in front, it's more of an isolation, so it shapes the elbow a little bit better. But you can go heavier with your elbows back, and it much thickens out the muscle more, so it's more of a builder. When you have your elbows in front, that's more of a shaper. He's keeping his elbows back right now. So he's actually a little bit of push coming from the anterior deltoid, but that's okay because we're trying to thicken out the tricep. So it's kind of a different movement. You don't see people do this movement that much, but it does help with thickening out the tricep. It's almost like when you see people do biceps and they're doing them in this area, they're actually hitting the bottom half of the brachial muscle, developing from where the crease is to about right here. You'll see that and it gives you a better peak on the bicep. So this right here is this better builder by having your elbows back and kind of pushing straight down. Put way more weight on and you can kind of thicken out your own. It kind of emulates the seated push down machine with a little bit more concentration on that muscle.
He said.
Yeah, like what I said, yeah. gonna keep his hands apart so that he doesn't get any rest. When he brings his hands in together like that, that's actually a rest. We're gonna keep them apart the whole time. And we wanna go into isolation. So we wanna go into the insertion of the tricep muscle. That's why he's got his head down, he's above his head. Get the contraction, opening up, so that he can actually get this insertion. See, the reason to do this overhead, remember when you're doing the hands down to the side, triceps down, this muscle's not opened up. This is the insertion, so you really wanna have all this developed. When you smash that, you're down in here. When you put your hands above your head, you're actually going, you can see his muscles right here open up. The whole cap, this is the posterior deltoid cap, but that's where the insertion of the tricep is. So when he opens up his hands over his head, you can see that muscle work. You wanna develop all that. See more on isolation with a twist. So what you want to do when you come up, you want to pull that elbow slightly forward and twist your wrist a little bit to contract your bicep. So when he's doing it, you can see he's coming up, keeping the line of the hip straight. When he gets to the top, it's a slight twist, probably a centimeter or so. That gives you a complete flex. Remember, you can flex your arms by doing this, but if you get that centimeter of a twist, you'll get a little bit more flex, a little bit more contraction, so you get a better shape on the bicep. You want to run this, depending on the amount of weight, at least 10 on each arm. And remember, a lot of times you want to wear your weight belt if you have a compromised core. And if the weight's heavy, you want to wear a weight belt. But you want to make sure you keep the core tight when you do this exercise. And make sure your technique's good. So the less swinging you do, the better. It's real common that the shoulder drops down, because the shoulder dropping down activates the brachial muscle. And if you pull on the anterior deltoid a little bit, it's important to keep a real good technique. And not let your elbow swing out when you go to curl. You want to keep your elbow kind of swinging in a little bit. If the elbow swings in a little bit, it isolates the bicep muscle. Remember, when you get to the top, you kind of want to turn over a little bit. That accentuates the contraction of the muscle. If you do it like that, you should end up with better shape biceps in the long run. Consistency is the key.
Next one, we'll just do.
There you have it. That is the arm workout brought to you by my pops. That is how he built his arms, his massive 21-inch arms. That's how I'm building mine. Like I said, you can go back to the first video, see what my arms look like, and now look at them. See the improvement. They're not where they need to be yet, but they're getting there. Now look, these are top secret tips, top secret workouts. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you subscribe. You feel me?